Okay, well, good afternoon. I'm Wally Johnston, and along with Dick, we're your Masters of Ceremonies today. And we want this to be a nice, relaxed time, okay? So just chill out, not too much, but I mean chill out enough that you're behaving yourself. And also, we're going to be doing a lot of introductions today, and I'm getting older, for those who know me. For those who don't, I look pretty young, right? So we may mess up some names, and it kind of reminds me, you think you're supposed to know certain people. One time when I was student pastoring in Chicago, I'd only been there for a little while, and it was after church, and we were in the lobby, and this gal comes up, and she says, "Do you know that woman over there standing by the bulletin board?" I go, "Yeah. Well, I've been wanting to meet her. Would you introduce her to me?" "Yeah, sure." So I took her over and introduced her to her mother. That was cruel. They both laughed. Anyway, so, don't pull that on me today, okay? All right. So,
speaking of introductions.
Yeah.
Speaking of introductions, the program says I am to introduce the Scoutmaster. So if the Scoutmaster could please put up his hand and let everyone know who you are. And
hello, my name's Tony Bavin. I'm the Scoutmaster of Beaverton Troop 870.
Okay. And the Optimists Club has been long affiliated with Troop 870 for 48 years. So just a couple of years after we started. And with that, if we could ask the Boy Scouts to please post the American flag and the colors.
Troop attention! Will the audience please rise and remove all non-scouting headgear? Color guard, forward march. Right turn. Ready, halt. Left face. Color guard, prepare to post the colors. Scout hand salute. Post the colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Scouts, please join me in the Scout oath.
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
2. Left face. Forward march. Left turn. Ready? Halt. About face. Troop at ease. Audience may be seated.
Thank you. Now we'll hear from our chaplain again, also known as the co-MC. Wally will give us a brief moment of prayer.
okay.
That's going to happen again.
Yeah, we're going to... I think we should have a scout sit on that thing. Yeah. Before I do the prayer, I see Alan Zenbauer is here. Alan, is my wife here? She brought you. Okay, so she's parking right now. Okay, because she actually has a little part of the program today, so I just need to know where she's at. Okay. Let's pray for our time together. Lord, thank you for this day that you have called us as community to gather together. We thank you for our friends, our members, our former members, and for the folks in our community. This is an important day, a great day to look back and give you thanks for all that you have done through us. And we ask that you would help us in the days ahead to continue to do more for our community and the youth of our community. We pray in your name. Amen.
Okay. Barry, our president, please welcome us.
I'm Barry Baxter, currently the president of Beaverton Optimist Club for the rest of the Optimist year, which ends in September. On behalf of all our members, I'd like to welcome everybody here and tell you we really appreciate you coming to help us celebrate 50 years of optimism in Beaverton. Please take the time to look over the displays over here. There's a lot of years represented over there, and a lot of effort on a lot of part of a lot of members. Jack has done a tremendous job, I think. Been busy all the time. Still busy. You gonna sit down, Jack?
Just a moment,
Wow,
till somebody says something.
that's a first. Can you give Jack a hand for all his hard work? I'd also like to thank Jack and his wife Carol. I know she's running around here somewhere. For their hospitality and allowing us to use their beautiful yard for our ceremony. Now here's the masters of ceremony again.
Well, one of our first distinguished guests is taking care of our flag right now. State Representative Sherry Malmstrom, representing the Beaverton area. And maybe her, she's my fiance as well, so. I just got to start with her first, right? Absolutely. I know that our mayor, Denny Doyle, is going to be here at some time because he asked for some directions. He want to make sure that Jack is still living over at the Beaverton High School area, isn't he? Yeah. So he should be here at sometime in the near future. In the meantime, we have a couple of city council members I wanted to shout out. Mark Sansucci and Kate, Council Member Kate Arnold. There she is. Thank you. And we've got the Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue Chief, Mike Dyke.
All right.
And I think at this point you pretty much have got about all of northwestern Oregon, don't you? Pretty much in your fire district.
Anything we don't have is on fire right now.
Yeah. So we do want to thank all of our distinguished guests and everyone else. Thank you for all of you for coming here today. And also we want to make a note here. I think Roger's in the audience. Doug Minke, board members couldn't make it, but we have our own Optimists representative from the Tualatin Hills Park and Rec District, Roger Whitaker. So thank you. And have I missed anyone else that this is such a minefield? You know, you start on this. I think we've got all of the elected and most of the VIPs. Wally,
John Cook's here representing the sheriff's office.
he's representing the sheriff's office. John, thank you.
Back there. Yeah.
All right. Let's start with Wally. I think you're going to tell us a little bit about the purpose of the club.
Okay, say so.
This is your program. You helped put this together.
Yeah, I
right?
know.
Yeah.
Scary, yes, sir.
It is a little scary, yeah.
Yeah.
You were talking about that other Wally.
Yeah, the other Wally. The other Wally's I got to find my phone because my phone has. You know, I've gotten to where I'm starting to do electronics. You know, I'm a little on the retired side, and I used to have the old flip phone. You know, and I like the flip phones because, you know, if you ever lost them in a public place, no one would steal it. You could always go back, and there it was. But I got into business, and I had to have something, you know, where you do the little square things. So anyway, but as far
The purpose of the Optimist.
yes, that's what we're getting to. All right. Well, let me get to my purpose here. I've got a purpose if I can find it. If anybody finds my purpose, I would greatly. Here it is. Okay. First of all, I'd like to say, if you want to know the purpose of the Optimist Club, all you have to do is read the creed, because that really tells it. The creed is something that speaks to a lot of people. We've had different events, and people read the creed, and that really, as a matter of fact, we've gotten members from people who just read the creed. They saw that creed, and they said, that's just great. But to kind of help us understand the difference, really, between, you know, someone who's an optimist, like those in the Optimist Club, of course, we're not naive to think that, oh, okay, everything's rosy and all that kind of stuff. But we tend to look at life's challenges, not problems, and we want to take positive steps to bring about a good resolution. Okay, that's kind of my definition. It's copyrighted. Okay. Also, I want to share this with you about. Okay, so here we go. A pessimist sees a dark tunnel. An optimist sees light at the end of the tunnel. A realist sees a freight train. The train operator sees 3 idiots standing on the track. So there you go. Now you know what an optimist is. All right. What we got next? All right.
One other thing I would add is that we're Friends of Youth, and we've been involved in a lot of youth programs over the years. We have built a lot of, we've helped build a lot of playground equipment, setting it up all through the park district. Have built trails through parts of the nature park. Have been involved with various scholarship programs, including the essay contest and in the past debates. So I think we have done we've done our small piece in terms of really being Friends of Youth and helping build our community. And we've had a long relationship and affiliation with the Boy Scouts, and Troop 870 in particular. So it's been a great group. It's been a great social time every Thursday mornings at 7 o'clock and 7 in the morning. It's just been a tremendous place to make connections, to build community, and to be Friends of Youth. I also wanted to recognize that we've had a number of distinguished presidents. These have been presidents who had a strong effort in particular in building the club and reaching out to the community, and I want to recognize those folks, I think in the order of chronology, starting with Henry Truax. I know Henry, there he is, our first distinguished president of this club. Dean Mitchell. And I have a note here that Dean Mitchell was also a past distinguished lieutenant governor. Jack Franklin, who is, Jack is too busy doing stuff for the club to, there he is. Jack, you're one of our distinguished presidents. Oh, and we just have another distinguished guest just arrived, Sheriff Pat Garrett. Thank you. Okay, so we got police and fire safety handled here. And then our last distinguished president was Jim Cates. Here he is. Hey, Jim. It's really nice to see you. And thank you. We also want to check in with the Hillsborough Club. We really appreciate them being here, and wanted to make a note that they currently have an international vice president, Bill French, at the Optimists. So they've got a really high up in their club right now, and we want to give a shout out for that and for the great work that they have done in the Hillsborough area. So thank you, Hillsborough. Mentioned Dean Mitchell. Dean Mitchell and the Dean Mitchell Scholarship Program has been a big part of our work. Friends of Youth, we have provided a scholarship for many years to someone graduating from high school who's going to go on into the public safety field, whether that be police, fire, health, emergency type of thing, anything that touches and concerns public safety. And so we've had this long history and scholarship, the Dean Mitchell Scholarship, and I think Marv is going to make a. Marv, would you tell us a little bit about the history and the purpose of the Dean Mitchell Scholarship, and make some introductions as well. Come on up.
Introduction?
Yeah. Well, whatever you want to say. Your family and
the Mitchell family.
The Mitchell family.
I think you forgot to mention that Bill French was also district governor.
District governor. Okay. I had failed to mention that Bill French was district governor, so thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
Before being. Anyhow, I don't know how many of you knew Dean Mitchell. He owned a print shop downtown Beaverton. Quite a distinguished, active community member. He was an avid skier, member of the rescue group up at Mount Hood. And by the way, he also has his nephew, who was a member of our club for a number of years, that's here. And he, I think, is going to perform for us later. Is Melissa here?
Yes.
Okay.
And my sister, Bonnie.
Okay, and Bonnie are here. These are two daughters of Dean Mitchell. So Dean Mitchell was a very active member of our club. He brought in, I think, the most new members of any member ever, and will probably hold that record forever.
Go, Dad.
He was the epitome of optimism. Hard worker, loved kids, felt strongly about supporting the kids in the community and also the law enforcement in the community. He was instrumental in getting our annual Respect for Law picnic up and running. We had a picnic for the Beaverton Police Department, mainly for the family and kids. We had face painters, we had clowns and games for the kids, and it was really a big event for the police department and the Optimist Club for a number of years. We haven't had it for a number of years. I think they felt a little leery about accumulating that many police officers in one area eventually, and so we stopped having it. We also then gave a number of awards to the Beaverton Police Department, Officer of the Year and various other awards. Dean was president of our club, I think in the early 80s or the late 70s, probably the late 70s. Then he went on to become a lieutenant governor, which is in charge of about 5 or 6 or 7 of the local clubs. And then he was in line to become district governor when he came down or was diagnosed with cancer. He fought a good battle, but eventually succumbed to cancer. And it was after that that the Mitchell family and the Optimist Club got together and we formed a scholarship program, and we then offered scholarships, $500 scholarships to anybody going into law enforcement. Since then, we've expanded that from law enforcement to public safety, which also includes firemen, EMT, that type of thing. We've also increased our scholarships from $500 to $750, and now give a $1,000 scholarship each year. I think Dean would have been very proud of a lot of the recipients that we've helped get into law enforcement over the years. I guess that's very good.
Okay, and speaking of, yeah, thanks, Marvin. And speaking of the Mitchells, Bob is here with to show off. That's pretty good. Where are you, Bob? Oh, back there. Why don't you come up? Are you ready to play? Sure. He has, I believe he has. Did you bring it? Oh, yeah. He has his accordion, and he's going to play for us. And believe me, you will be entertained.
Okay, yeah.
It went better at rehearsal. I don't.
Since we're co-MCs, want to see Wally talking what I'm missing here? What am I missing? Okay, we got the one strap here. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. All right. There we go. There we go. Okay. Next time, Bob, bring your harmonica. It works easier.
Yeah, that's right. Well, this is actually a harmonica on steroids.
That's right.
Okay. How's that? So I was in the club in the 80s, about the same time that my Uncle Dean was. And in fact, he was sponsored by Ted Ellison. We bought the print shop, Top Copy, in 1978. And Dean was sponsored by Ted Ellison, and he would, every Thursday morning, he would go and hang out with these guys and coming back. And after, I don't know if it was a couple of years, he said, Bob, why don't you come over and have breakfast with me? Oh, I came over and had breakfast. And it seemed like a good way to spend Thursday morning. So I didn't do very much, though. Dean, when Dean was president, I was like, what is that, lowest officer in the committee? It's like third alternate or something like that. So he persuaded me to volunteer to be that and put me in charge of donuts. So I did donuts, and of course we helped print the newsletter, and then after a while of observing all this stuff, then I was in charge of Crazy Songs. So here we go. This is for all you guys. I can't believe how much white hair I'm seeing here today. I'm used to catching my wife here, but I guess it's sort of a trend. So we're in fashion. Either white hair or no hair. Roger has both. I have to remember what key this is. Oh, I stepped out of the shower. I got a good look at myself. Pot belly, bald head, man. I thought it was somebody else. I looked at the bathroom mirror that hung on the bathroom door. Yeah, I just don't look good naked anymore. So I went upstairs and turned the bedroom mirror to the wall. Yeah, I hung it there way back when I was trim and tall. I'd stand there and smile and strut and flex until my arms got sore. But I just don't look good naked anymore. Now, I used to go out with the girls, yeah. I love them one and all. But they don't get too close to me. They're afraid that I might fall. I went to my doctor for my annual physical exam. Standing there in the buff, he'd come in and he said, "Man!" I said, "What is it, doc? Some fatal disease? I just gotta know for sure." He said, "No, you just don't look good naked anymore." Now, me and my wife, we got a dance routine. Everybody thought it was unique. And it's only when we're dancing back to back that we're dancing cheek to cheek. Went to a nudie beach for a little seaside fun. All stretched out in my birthday suit, soaking up the sun. And somebody said, "There's a big white whale washed up on the shore." I just don't look good naked anymore. Yeah, my arches fell and my chest went to hell and my butt's dragging the floor. And I just don't look good naked anymore.
Well, we got you another spot later.
Another spot later. Okay, sir, I'm gonna come back. Okay, I'll come back.
All right. Roger, could you come up and tell us a little bit about our essay contest, its purpose and scope, and some of our recent successes?
Certainly will. Optimists International, our parent organization, sponsors actually 3 major contests that all of our clubs share in. Some of the clubs share in 1 or 2 or maybe all 3, depending on your size. We do an essay contest, which I'm the chair of this past year, but they're also responsible for an oratorical contest. They also do a communication contest for the deaf and hard of hearing. So those are 3 large sponsorships that Optimists International does. Those 3 contests provide up to $2,500 to a recipient for whatever it is they do. In this case, when I'm essay chair, if they do one tier, which is the club contest, we give $500. If they make it, if the first place at the club contest makes it up to the second tier, that's a regional contest, which includes Alaska, Canada, British Columbia, I should say, Washington, Oregon, and Idaho. So it's a larger contest. So our first winner this year was a young lady named Elena Arantpradet. Hard name to pronounce. Elena was a senior in high school at the Beaverton Health and Sciences College, high school there where Baseline and Murray intersect. She did an outstanding job. She won our local Beaverton contest, so she picked up $500. But because she's first place, she went on to the regional contest. So the regional contest, she picked up another $2,500. So she's collected $3,000 from Optimists International and the Beaverton Optimist Club. An outstanding little girl. We also, on the local level, our Beaverton Club, we do a second place and a third place. Our second place was a young lady, Jamie McNabb, who came out of Tigard High School, did an outstanding job in her essay, and so she picked up $300. And last but not least, we have a young lady that's the daughter of Bob Day, who's a commander in the Portland Police Department, a friend of mine that I've known for a long time. Lorna is his wife, and his daughter Natalie picked up third place, and she's on her way as we speak down to Azusa, California, Azusa Pacific University. Azusa Pacific University is a Christian college. She comes from a strong Christian background. At one time I taught her 4th grade Christianity, and also her younger brother who just recently passed away, Sam Day. So we're privileged as a club to work with this essay contest. This year the challenge was to write in 800 words or less about chasing optimism in the face of challenges. Well, one of the major challenges we've got going on this year is politics. It's hard to get around chasing optimism in the face of challenges. But our little guys, they did an outstanding job. All 3 girls did an outstanding job on this essay contest. On the oratorical contest, which we didn't do this year, but they also give out $2,500 if they make it to region, which means they have to go through their club first and win that contest, then go to region and win that contest. And if they win that regional contest, in the oratorical contest, you can get up to $22,250. So they get $22,250 for their oratory, plus they get the $2,500 that they get from regional, plus they get $500 from their local club. So I think optimism and optimists do a great job for youth. I think both Dick and Wally indicated that what we're all about is youth. We do everything we can with Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, lots of local organizations that we deal with, we partner with, we make it work out for them. But we zone in on kids. You don't have to be a special needs kid. You can just be an ordinary kid, and we're on your side. We'll work with you. I think I will sum it up there. So nationally, we have an essay contest, we have the oratorical contest, and we have a communications contest for the deaf and hard of hearing. And they get $2,500 also if they make it to regional. And I happen to be up in Burnaby just this past third quarter. It's about 2.5 months ago. And I watched and listened to the oratorical contest. I got a chance to listen to our little girl that won first place in our essay contest, and I got a chance to listen, if you can call it that, to people who have speech and hearing problems. So it was fantastic. Kids, we're on your side. We hope you parents here know that that's where where we lie, is helping other kids. Thank you very much.